Hello students, I am Rahul Pandey and today I will continue the second part of the video. Let me put on some clothes, I said. All right, he said, but hurry. I leaped into my clothes. When Murad offered Aram that please join me immediately for horse riding, so the narrator Aram said that okay, I will go with you. First of all, let me manage some cloth. All right, and I leaped into my clothes. I jumped down to the yard from the window and leaped up onto the horse behind my cousin Murad. And wearing clothes, the narrator Aram said that I came near my cousin Murad. That year we lived at the edge of town on Walnut Avenue. Behind our house was the country, vineyards, orchards, irrigation ditches, and country roads. And after sitting on the back of the horse, the narrator Aram said that we visited, okay, our Walnut Avenue, and behind our houses there was the very beautiful vineyard, very beautiful mango orchard, okay, and irrigation ditches, as well as the village road. In less than 3 minutes we were on Oliver Avenue, and then the horse began to trot. After that means the horse was running very fast. That is why we raced near Oliver Avenue after 3 minutes. Okay, the air was new and lovely to breathe. The feel of the horse running was wonderful. Aram said that it was the morning time. That is why the air was very lovely and beautiful, and I was feeling happy so much after horse riding. My cousin Murad, who was considered one of the craziest members of our family, began to sing. I mean, he began to roar. And whenever we were riding, during riding, my cousin Murad began to sing. He was very crazy. Every family has a crazy streak in it somewhere, and my cousin Murad was considered the natural descendant of the crazy streak in our tribe. And Aram said that, as you know very well, that every family members has a black sheep as a crazy person, and Murad was a crazy person, okay, in my family. Really, he was a very crazy. And before him was our uncle Khusro, an enormous man with a powerful head of black hair and the largest moustache in the San Joaquin Valley. A man so furious in temper, so irritable, so impatient that he stopped anyone from talking by roaring, "It is no harm, pay no attention to it." And the narrator Aram said that means like my cousin Murad, okay, my uncle Khusro had the same nature. He is also very crazy person, and no one can dare to talk with him because he is very angry. He has a very angry nature, and whenever anyone speak in front of him, all time he used to stop that person after telling that what is the harm, pay no attention to it, okay. That was all, no matter what anybody happened to be talking about. Once it was his own son Arak running 8 blocks to the barber shop where his father was having his mustache trimmed to tell him their house was on fire. The narrator Aram described a very curious story related to Uncle Khusro, that once upon a time Uncle Khusro was near the barber shop and he was trimming his mustache, and his son Arak went near him running, and he informed that father, please come very soon because their means houses was on fire. Oh, this man Khusro sat up in the chair and roared, okay, it is no harm, pay no attention to it. And he rebuked his son and he said that go from here. No, pay no attention to it. The barber said, but the boy says your house is on fire. So Khusro roared, enough, it is no harm, I say. And when the barber tried to understand Uncle Khusro that, hello sir, you should go near your house to put out the fire, okay. So The uncle Khusro rebuked the barber immediately, and he said that do your work, it is not your house now, so you should not think about it. Do your work with honesty and pay no attention to it. My cousin Murad was considered the natural descendant of this man, and Aram said that really my cousin Murad was a natural, descendant of Uncle Khusro. Although Murad's father was Jorab, the father of Murad's father was Jorab, and who was practical and nothing else. His father was very practical, he had a practical nature. That is how it was in our tribe. A man could be the father of his son's flesh, but that did not mean that he was also the father of his spirit. The distribution of the various kinds of spirit of our tribe had been from the beginning capricious and vagrant. And the narrator said that means every son of my tribe had the obedient nature, have the obedient nature for his father, and that is why Murad was also a means obedient for his father Zurab, and it was a means you can say a good civil, a good tradition in my tribe that every fathers try to give his culture, tradition, his thoughts, behavior issue to his son, because he wants that if I am a honest, so my son should be a honest. We wrote, and my cousin Murad sang. For all anybody knew, we were still in the old country, where at least working to some of our neighbors we belonged. We let the horse run as long as it felt like running. And the narrator said that means I enjoyed with my cousin Murad, and really we visited some of our neighbors, and really we let the horse run as long as it felt like running, and I thought that the horse was also enjoying, at the time of running. That's why we were also enjoying. At last my cousin Murad said, get down, I want to ride alone. And the narrator said that whenever we rode sometime, my cousin Murad said that now it is my turn, it is my turn, get down, immediately from the horse, and I want to ride alone. So I asked, oh good, will you let me ride alone? I asked him, if you want to ride alone right now, so after riding tell me that, will you also give me permission to ride alone? Oh, that is up the horse, my cousin Murad said, get down, the horse will let me ride, I said. Murad said that it depends on horse. If he will allow you, I have not any objection. So I said, no problem. Miss, this horse will also give me permission to ride alone like you. We shall see, he said. Don't forget that I have a way with a horse. And Murad had a proudy nature regarding any kinds of animals attachment behavior. He said that I have a great attachment with the horse, that's why I can ride it very easily with the completion of you, okay, for the sake of your safety, he said. Let us hope so. Get down. All right, I said, but remember you have got to let me try to ride alone. Muraram said that no problem, if you want to ride alone, you can go, but keep learning and keep remembering your promise. I got down and my cousin Murad kicked his heels into the horse and shouted, Wazir, run. The horse stood on its hind legs, snorted, and burst into a fury of speed that was the loveliest. And after that, thing I had ever seen. And when my cousin Murad sat on the horse and he gave him permission to ride, to run very fast, and the horse ran very fast. And really, I was very shocked seeing this scene. My cousin Murad raced the horse across the field of dry grass to an irrigation ditch, crossed the ditch on the horse, and 5 minutes later returned dripping wet. And my cousin Murad, okay, raced the horse across the field of dry grass. Okay, after that he went near the irrigation ditch, and after that he crossed the ditch on the horse. All right, and after completing 5 minutes he returned near me, and he was dripping wet. Oh, the sun was coming up. Now it is my turn to write, I said. When he returned, I said that now, Murad, it is my turn. My cousin Murad got off the horse. Right, he said. He said, okay, do not frustrate. Okay, I remember my promise. So, this is a horse. Just start your riding. I leaped to the back of the horse and for a moment knew the most awful fear imaginable. The horse didn't move. And whenever Aram sat on the back of the horse and whenever he tried to rode the horse, what happened? Do you know? The horse didn't move. So my cousin Murad said, oh, kick into his muscles. Whenever you kick into his muscles, then he will run. Na? What are you waiting for? We have got to take him back before every day in the world is up and about. Murad said that do fast, do fast. It is a morning time. Okay, the sun is coming slowly and slowly, and we should keep this horse secretly. After that, I kicked into the muscles of the horse. Once again, it reared and snorted. Then it began to run. Whenever I kicked the horse, the dog roared, okay, reared and snorted. The horse neighed, and then it began to run. After that, the horse began to run. I did not know what to do. Oh, he started to run very fast. Instead of running across the field to the irrigation ditch, the horse ran down to the road to the vineyard of Dickon Albinian, where it begins to leap over vines. And the dog did not went near the irrigation ditch, near the field, but on the other hand, the horse entered in the vineyard of Dickon Albion, and where he began to leap over the vines. The horse leaped over 7 vines before I fell. Then I continued running. After that, when the dog started to run over the vine, what happened? Okay, he started to leap over the 7 vines, and after that I fell. I fell, and then it continued running. When I fell from the horse started to run, continued. Okay, so dear students, it is the end of second part of this chapter, and I hope that you will understood it very well, and tomorrow I will continue the next paragraph. All right, so keep learning and keep practicing. Thank you.